So, moving on, another criticism made is that Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi criticizes Imam Abu Hanifa in Sahih al-Bukhari. First of all, Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi has never mentioned the name of Imam Abu Hanifa in his whole Sahih. Never in a single place. In some places he says قال بعض الناس, and this is not criticism, this is a difference of opinion, that Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi's opinion is different from the opinion of some people. And Imam Bukhari uses this قال بعض الناس in maybe 20 to just over 20 places, and in most places he directs his what you call indication towards Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah. In some places towards Imam Shafi'i as well, and in one place towards Imam Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Shaybani as well. So this is with regards to Ba'dun Nas. And criticizing him in Sahih al-Bukhari, Abu Usama says through the abwab, through the chapters which he conducts, he uses. Now, Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi was a very wise person. He would not write his Sahih just to criticize one person. He wrote his Sahih for the whole Ummah. He wanted the whole Ummah to benefit from his Sahih. So, wherever there is a difference of opinion, he will of course support his view, and he will bring hadith in his view. Now, in Kitabul Iman, many shurra say in the beginning he brings abwab like this is from a'mal from iman, amal part of iman, amal part of iman, min al-imani kaza wa kaza, and he's indicating towards Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi. But Hazrat Shaykh Nawarallahu Marqadahu, Shaykh Muhammad Zakaria rahmatullahi says no, Bukhari is not indicating towards Abu Hanifa, he is indicating towards the Murji'ah. And we have just explained, Murji'ah said that amal is not part of iman. Whatever you do, you will go straight into Jannah. You won't go into Jahannam. This was their aqidah. Even today as well, we get people who are Murji'ah. Those people who say that, sharab, kebab, drugs and all this, and still will go in Jannah. And they say that, who has Allah made Jannat for? And Jannat is for us, we're going to go Jannat anyway. So this is called Murji'ah. So Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi was never a holder of that view, and so the indication is not towards Imam Abu Hanifa, the indication is towards the Murji'ah, the ghulat of Murji'ah, who separated them both and said that you will go to Jannah whatever you do. So Imam Bukhari is doing his rad and criticizing upon them, not on Abu Hanifa. And in many places Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi has agreed with Imam Abu Hanifa and not with the other Aimma. In many places, for example, in Kitabul Zakat, when the masla comes about ushr upon the harvest, all the Aimmas, Shafi'i, Malik, they all say you only have to give 1/10 to the fuqara when the harvest reaches a particular limit of khamsatu awsuq. If it's less than khamsatu awsuq, you don't need to give to the poor. But Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi is of the opinion that whatever the land produces, whatever harvest you get, whether it is little or whether it's more, you have to give 1/10 to the fuqara. Now Imam Sa''s mazhab is more beneficial for the fuqara, because even if you have a small garden and you get a little bit of products, you will still give 1/10 to the fuqara. Whereas over there, you will have to have so many tons, then from that you will have to give to the fuqara. So that is nisab according to Shafi'i, Malik and the others, but according to Imam Abu Hanifa, there is no nisab for the produce of the land and the cultivation and the harvest. You have to give 1/10 of anything you harvest. So Imam Bukhari agrees with the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah, and he makes a chapter in Kitabul Zakat goes with that in many masail. And Imam Bukhari's opinion is exactly the same as Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah. With regards to naqlu zakat min baladin ila balad, the Aimma says you can't send one zakat of one city to another city. Imam Abu Hanifa says if there is more need in another city, you can do so. Bukhari rahmatullahi agrees with the opinion of Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi, that you can send zakat to another city if there is more need over there, and send it there. So many masail, Imam Bukhari agrees. It's not that Imam Bukhari is always against Abu Hanifa and there is something between them. No, that's not the case like people make it. Abu Hanifa and Bukhari, Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi alayhi came at a later date. He was born in 194 after Hijrah, nearly 50 years after Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi passed away, and he passed away in the year 256. So the era of Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi alayhi is nearly 100 years difference between their era. So Imam Bukhari had a different opinion in some masail. That does not mean that he is criticizing Abu Hanifa. We should not give such an impression to the ummah. Imam Bukhari is Imam Bukhari. He did his work. May Allah shower His mercy upon him. And Abu Hanifa did his work. May Allah shower His mercy upon him. And these types of things should not be said. Moving on, he said that I don't know where Abu Hanifa is. He's in Jannah or he's in Nar. Allah Akbar. He says such words with regards to Sahaba as well. He says that Sahaba used to take revolt against Aimma, and people Khawarij of today take the lead from Abu Hanifa's call and from the call of Aisha and Talha and Zubair who went against Ali. So they say Aisha and Talha and Ali did this, so we can do it as well. No. So he uses that word, and then he says that no, but Aisha and Talha and Zubair were forgiven because radiyallahu anhum, they will not be held to account no matter whether they did zina or rape or murder, they will still be forgiven. How can you say such words regarding Sahaba? You should have some respect for the Sahaba. It's not for the Aimma. And over here with Abu Hanifa, he says, I don't know whether he's in Jannah or he's in Nar. And with Obama, I don't know, Obama, if he comes on Hidayat, he can go into Jannah. Now, these types of comparisons, they don't suit a scholar. And a scholar should be very careful of what he says. May Allah give Hidayat to the whole Ummah. Moving on, another criticism he makes is that Abu Hanifa, with regards to Abu Hanifa, people do ghulu and exaggerate. And they say that he used to recite the Quran 60 times during the month of Ramadan. So if he taught from Fajr to night, and when did he get time? It is against the Sunnah and prohibited. Prophet didn't do it, so we shouldn't do it as well. This is his criticism of Imam Abu Hanifa. First of all, where is this? Is this right or wrong that Abu Hanifa finished 60 Quran in Ramadan? Well, Khatib Baghdadi rahmatullahi has narrated in Tarikh Baghdad on page 357. And Yahya ibn Nasr قال كان أبو حنيفة ربما ختم القرآن في شهر رمضان 60 ختمة. He has narrated with his chain that Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi in Ramadan many a time, he didn't say always, ربما, sometimes or many times, finished the Quran in the month of Ramadan 60 times throughout the month of Ramadan. That is once in the day, once during the night. Now, is this possible or not possible? People say it's not possible. Prophet didn't do it, so why should we do it? Allahu Akbar. Get this out of your mind. That Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam liked many things, but he didn't do it deliberately. So they are allowed in Sharia. There is no harm in there. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came for Hajjatul Wada. He arrived on the 4th of Zilhijjah, and there were 4 days left before going to Mina. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not perform a single nafil tawaf. He did not perform tawaf of Baytullah, even though he liked it. Because if he were to do it, then the ummah would think that this is something necessary and they would be troubled. And he wanted to make things easy for the ummah. So he didn't do it. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, maybe he didn't finish the Quran in the whole night because he didn't want to put the ummah in trouble. But he has spent sleepless nights in worshipping. And he has spent the whole night in worshipping. Many a times with the Sahaba. In the hadith of Abu Dharr, he started his salah in Ramadan after Isha, and hatta khashina an yafutan al-falah, until Sahri was at risk as well that we will get suhoor or not. And immediately went home, suhoor, came back to Fajr salah. So he performed throughout the whole night. And in many hadiths he performed nearly 6-7 juz in one rakat. So the basis is there. And it was not only Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi who used to recite so much Quran. Allahu Akbar. That era was such an era. Imam Shafi rahmatullahi used to recite 60 khatm in the Quran. Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi used to recite 40 khatms in 40 khatms in Ramadan. Read Hadith Sari Muqaddamah of Fathul Bari. Hafiz ibn Hajar Asqalani rahmatullahi writes that Imam Bukhari would complete one recitation throughout the day, every day, throughout the month of Ramadan. And in the evening at Maghrib time, Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq and Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas would be on his lips every single day. And he said after Isha, Imam Bukhari would start his salah, and in that salat he would read 10 juz al-aqal, thuluth al-Quran. And every third day he would be making a khatm of the Quran. Hafiz ibn Hajar has narrated this in Hadith Sari. So that era was such. Sa'id ibn Jubair, Sa'id ibn Musayyib, they were great ubbad. Imam Abdul Hayy al-Laqnawi rahmatullah has written a book called Iqamatul Hujjah ala anna al-ikthara min al-ibadati laysa bi-bid'ah. And in that he narrates all these narrations of so and so, big list of all those tabi'een and tabi'een who used to spend the whole night in worship, who used to recite the Quran throughout the day, throughout the night. Abu Bakr ibn Ayyash and so, how much Quran they used to recite. Abu Bakr ibn Ayyash, Imam Bukhari, Imam Nawawi narrates in Muslim with regards when he was dying on his deathbed, his sister was crying and he opened his eyes and he said, "Sister, don't cry. In this corner, your brother has recited the Quran 24,000 times." So these are the era was such of worship. Today people don't want to worship. People have time for everything else. Their leisure, sport, and they don't want to let anybody else worship as well. So Abu Hanifah rahmatullahi alayhi used to recite khatm of Quran throughout the day and night. This is narrated by Baghdadi in his Tarikh. They also went on to say that he performed Salah of Fajr with the wudu of Isha for 40 years. No. Abu Usama says this is not possible. How can this be possible? Now let me tell you, my friends, this is possible. Try it for one night. In England, summer it will be very possible. Winter it might be hard. But in summer, the night is very short. 10 o'clock Maghrib, 4 o'clock Fajr, you can do it. So Imam Abu Hanifah rahmatullahi did it. Now when you say something that someone did this practice for 40 years, it doesn't mean that every day whatever happens. It means that this was his general habit, general routine. If someday he's ill or sick, or someday he's on a journey, he's out, those days will be exempted. But generally his normal habit was this. For example, someone would say Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam migrated to Medina Munawwara and for 10 years he did this. Meaning that was his general habit. For 10 years he did Qurbani on every Eid. So we will say it was his general habit. When he was there, he did the Qurbani. When he wasn't there, he was on a journey, he was in Makkah on Hajjatul Wada, he did not do it. But his normal habit was in Medina for 10 years, he did the Qurbani. Similarly, when you say that Abu Hanifa did this for 40 years, then that means it was his general habit. And where is this narrated? You can't do this. Don't just reject anything due to your own qiyas and your own logic. When there is narration there, look at it. Where is it? Tarikh Baghdad 354 volume 6. عن أسد بن عمرو قال صلى أبو حنيفة فيما حفظ عليه صلاة الفجر بوضوع العشاء 40 سنة. Asad ibn Amr says that it has been preserved regarding Abu Hanifa that he prayed Fajr Salah with the wuzu of Isha for 40 years. Baghdadi narrates in another place that وَلَمَّا مَاتَ غَسَلَهُ الْحَسَنُ بْنُ عُمَارَةَ فقال رحمك الله لم تفطر منذ 30 سنة ولم تتوسد يمينك بالليل منذ 40 سنة وقد أتعبت من بعدك وفضحت القراء. That Hassan ibn Umara gave ghusl to the body of Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi. And while giving ghusl, he said, "May Allah show mercy to you, O Abu Hanifa. You never went without Sawm and with Iftar for 30 years. Throughout those times, you always kept Sawm throughout the day for 30 years. And for 40 years, you never laid your side on a pillow throughout the night. And you have put those after you in great difficulty. And you have disgraced the other Huffaz and Qurra. They should take lesson from you who sleep throughout the night and don't wake up for tahajjud. They should learn from you." Now, why did this happen? Why did Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi pray Salatul Fajr with the wuzu of Isha for 40 years? Tarikh Baghdadi, Khatib Baghdadi narrates from Abu Yusuf rahmatullahi that Imam Abu Yusuf rahmatullahi says, we were once walking with Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi, and there were two ladies talking among themselves, and they said, "You know this man, this is Abu Hanifa. He never sleeps throughout the night. He's always awake." So Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi said, "Wallahi la yatahaddathu an-nasu anni bima lam af'al." Wallah, people will not talk about me regarding something which I don't do. When people are saying this, then I must do it. And he prayed to Allah, oh Allah, oh Allah, you don't sleep, you are Hayyu Qayyum, your Malaika angels don't sleep, and you have the ability to give me the power to, not fall asleep. Please give me the ability so I can worship you throughout the night. And he made a special dua after Salatul Hajat, and he made an attempt that I want to do this. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala supported him. Many incidents are narrated by Mis'ad ibn Kidam regarding his ma'mulat, Abdullah ibn Mubarak, Abu Yusuf, Yahya ibn Fudayl. They all say different incidents. I saw Abu Hanifah, I left him in the masjid. When I came back in the morning for Fajr, he was still there in that condition and he was busy in his salah. Over here, Kharija ibn Mus'ab says, ختم القرآن في الكعبة أربعة من الأئمة. 4 great people recited the whole Quran inside Kaaba Sharif. Narrated by Khatib Baghdadi on page 356. Usman ibn Affan, Tamim al-Dari, wa Sa'id ibn Jubair, wa Abu Hanifa. Usman ibn Affan, Tamim Dari, both Sahabas. Sa'id ibn Jubair, Tabi'i. Kibar Tabi'in. Abu Hanifa, Sigar Tabi'in. They all finished the whole recital of Quran inside Kaaba Sharif. They are among them. So this is no hearsay. This is not just any fiction or anything. This is supported by, narrated by these ulama and great people. And what you call Imam Abu Hanifah rahmatullahi was of such a nature. Moving on, another thing said that some scholars wrote books against him. Ibn Hazm wrote book Al-Mahalla. Allah. But Ibn Hazm's book Al-Mahalla, I have it at home, 12 big volumes. And it's not just against Abu Hanifah rahmatullahi. Ibn Hazm's book is of the Masail of Sharia. And Ibn Hazm's book is, in his book, he has a particular view. And anyone who opposes that view, Ibn Hazm uses that butti talwar upon him. He just says, whether it's Abu Hanifa or whether it's Shafi or Malik or Ahmad ibn Hanbal or anyone. In fact, whether it's Abu Bakr or Umar. When some hadith comes, Ibn Hazm says, well, hadith says this. Abu Bakr, Umar, who is Abu Bakr, who is Umar? Rasulullah said this, we will go with what Rasulullah said. So Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri's nature is of this type. And Ibn Hazm did not write just against Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi. He had a particular fiqh of his, and due to that, he wrote that book, and he opposed the views of many of the Aimma. He had his own view. May Allah have mercy upon him and shower His mercy upon his grave. He did good work. There is good points to take from Al-Muhalla. Alhamdulillah, I have used it on many occasions. So it's not just against Abu Hanifa. Claim that it was against Abu Hanifa, this is wrong. Ibn Abi Shayba in his Kitab al-Musannaf has a chapter in his book where he went against Sunnah. He wrote about Abu Hanifa. Similarly, we can finishing off. Ibn Abi Shayba rahmatullahi narrates in his al-Musannaf that Abu Hanifa many times went against hadith, and he says in hadith says so and so, but Abu Hanifa said this. In this book, Makanatul Imam Abi Hanifa Bain al-Muhaddithin, Ustad Dr. Muhammad Abduh al-Hadisi, on page 318, he starts off from there, and he says that first of all, Ibn Abi Shayba's objections can be summarized into 6 points. And after those 6 points, we can take all those ahadith which he has mentioned, and he mentions nearly 125 examples. And from those examples, what he does is, he brings the quote of Ibn Abi Shayba, the hadith which he brings, and then he's rad upon Abu Hanifa. Then Dr. Muhammad Abdul Harsi in his doctorate and his PhD, he brings the dalil of Abu Hanifa. And then he brings at the end who has agreed with Abu Hanifa on this masala. That Abu Hanifa said this, but so and so also agree with Abu Hanifa. So in this way, he gives the answer and reply to the objections of Ibn Abi Shayba. And in all of them, the haqq is with Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi. And he says that whatever Ibn Abi Shayba has narrated and the objections he has made, they can be referred to 6 points. Number 1, the hadith which Ibn Abi Shayba narrates is da'if. In comparison to the hadith which Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi has, it's a sahih hadith. Number 2, there is difference of opinion amongst the Sahaba. So Ibn Abi Shayba brings a qawl, verdict of Sahabi, not a hadith, verdict of Sahabi. But Abu Hanifa also has a verdict of another Sahabi. So when there are difference of Sahaba, you can take from whichever you choose, whichever you feel is more closer to Quran and Hadith. Not whichever is more close to your desire and what you like and your whim. No, which is more closer to Quran and Hadith. Number 3, many a times the masla is referred to ijtihad and ikhtilaf in the understanding of the Hadith. Ibn Abi Shayba's understanding is different, Abu Hanifa's understanding is different. And when you scrutinize it, you will know that Abu Hanifa's understanding is much more better than the understanding of Ibn Abi Shayba. Ibn Abi Shayba came later on. He is the ustad of Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi. He is the student of the students of Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi. And Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi is much more closer to the era of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with a better understanding, and this is one. And number 4, many a times Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi looks at the general maslihat and generalizing the maslihat of al-amma al-awam, that what is better and for the awamul muslimin, not for the khawas, like in the masla of which I have mentioned about ushr, that what is more general, what is better for the general public. So Ibn Abi Shayba's view is restricted to a particular channel. Abu Hanifa's view is more broader. That is why Imam Abu Hanifa's view was not understood by Ibn Abi Shayba, and that's why he objected. And number 5, many a times there is a hadith, but Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah was very strict in accepting Sahih hadith. He would say that only those ahadith should be accepted which the narrator remembers from the day he hears it to the day he narrates it. If he forgot it in between, then that will not be reliable. He should have it in his memory from the day he heard it to the day he narrates it. There was a very strict condition for hadith. Not all people can do that. This was Imam Abu Hanifa's condition. So many a time there are some strict shara'i of Abu Hanifa with regards to acceptance of hadith. And number 6, in the 6th point is that sometimes Ibn Abi Shayba objects on something, saying this is Abu Hanifa's madhab. But in reality, that is not Abu Hanifa's madhab, that is something else. He thinks it's Abu Hanifa's madhab and then he objects over it. When you keep these 6 points in mind, then all the masail refer to these 6 points, and you can give reply to them. And Ustad Dr. Muhammad Abdul Al-Hadisi went through all of them and gave very beautiful answer to them. We should all, all the students who are here, you should buy this book. This is very good. Makanatul Imam Abi Hanifa Bayn al-Muhaddithin, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Al-Hadisi. So this is some of the objections, and there are other things which can be said as well. I think this is enough for the answers of the criticism made by this person called Abu Usama al-Zahabi. Just with regards to finishing off of Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi, what type of person he was, how the ulama have praised him. I mentioned to you that Ibn Abdul Barr in his Al-Intiqa, Babu ma zukira باب ذكر من انتهى إلينا من ثناء العلماء على أبي حنيفة وتفضيلهم له. Praise of Abu Hanifa and they are giving excellence to Abu Hanifa. Abu Ja'far Muhammad ibn Ali ibn al-Husayn, Imam Abu Ja'far Muhammad al-Baqir, who is known as Muhammad al-Baqir. That once Imam Abu Hamza al-Thumali says, we were with Abu Ja'far Muhammad ibn Ali. Abu Hanifa came and he asked Abu Ja'far Muhammad ibn Ali with regards to some masail, and Muhammad ibn Ali replied. Then Abu Hanifa went out. Then Abu Ja'far made a remark to us, ما أحسن هديه وسمته وما أكثر فقهه. How beautiful is his mannerism and his akhlaq and characteristics, and how beautiful and how excellent and more is his understanding and his fiqh. He also narrates عن أبي حنيفة أن أبا جعفر محمد بن علي حدثه أن عليا دخل على عمر وهو مسجن عليه بثوب فقال ما من أحد أحب إلي أن ألقى الله بصحيفته من هذا المسجى بردائه. And here narrates a hadith from Imam Muhammad al-Baqir. Hamad ibn Abi Sulaiman, Mis'ar ibn Kidam, he said رحم الله أبا حنيفة إن كان لفقيها عالما. He was a faqih and an alim. أيوب السختياني Hamad ibn Zayd says, أردت الحج. Ayyub al-Sakhtiyani was from Basra, and Abu Hanifa was from Kufa. So Hamad ibn Zayd al-Basri says, أردت الحج, I intended to go for Hajj. فأتيت أيوب أودعه, I came to bid farewell to Ayyub Sakhtiyani, my ustad. He said to me, بلغني أن فقيه أهل الكوفة أبا حنيفة يريد الحج فإذا لقيته فأقرئه مني السلام. I have heard that the faqih of Ahl Kufa, Abu Hanifa, is also going for Hajj. If you happen to meet him, then give him my salams. This is Ayyub Sakhtiyani sending salams. Al-A'mash says, اذهب خرج الأعمش يريد الحج فلما صار بالحيرة قال لعلي بن مسهر اذهب إلى أبي حنيفة حتى يكتب لنا المناسك. That A'mash went for Hajj. When he arrived at Hira, name of a place, he said to Ali ibn Musir, go to Abi Hanifa and tell him to write a summary of the Masail of Hajj for us. A'mash telling his student to write a summary of the Masail, short Masail of Hajj for him. This is narrated by whom? Ibn Abdul Barr in Al-Intiqa. He says, سمعت الأعمش وسئل عن مسألة فقال إنما يحسن الجواب في هذا ومثله النعمان بن ثابت الخزاز أراه بورك له في علمه. He said, I see that his ilm he has been given barakat and blessing in his ilm. Shu'bah ibn al-Hajjaj, Shababa ibn Sawwar says, كان شعبة حسن الرأي في أبي حنيفة. And some others, Sufyan Thawri, Mughira ibn Miqsam al-Dabbi, and Hasan ibn Salih ibn Hay, Sufyan ibn Uyayna, Sa'id ibn Abi Aruba, Hamad ibn Zayd, Qazi Sharik. Hamad ibn Zayd said, حدثنا سليمان بن حرب قال سمعت حماد بن زيد يقول والله إني لأحب أبا حنيفة لحبه لأيوب. وروى حماد بن زيد عن أبي حنيفة أحاديث كثيرة. Hamad ibn Zayd said, Wallah, I love Abu Hanifa because he loves my Ustad Ayyub Sakhtiyani. And Hamad ibn Zayd narrated many ahadith from Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi. Qazi Sharik, سمعت شريكا النخعي يقول كان أبو حنيفة طويل الصمت دائم الفكر قليل المحادثة للناس. Ibn Shubruma says, عجزت النساء أن تلد مثل النعمان. Yahya ibn Sa'id al-Qattan. In fact, Yahya ibn Sa'id al-Qattan used to give fatwa according to Abu Hanifa's right. Abdullah ibn Mubarak and his many ash'ar narrated over here. رأيت أبا حنيفة كل يوم يزيد نباهة ويزيد خيرا وينطق بالصواب ويصطفيه إذا ما قال أهل الجور جورا يقايس من يقايسه بلب ومن ذا تجعلون له نظيرا كفانا فخذ حماد وكانت مصيبتنا به أمرا كبيرا رأيت أبا حنيفة حين يؤتى ويطلب علمه بحرا غزيرا إذا ما المشكلات تدافعتها رجال العلم كان بها بصيرا. These are narrated by Abu Ibn Abdul Barr from Abdullah ibn Mubarak, his ash'ar with regards to praise of Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi. Qasim ibn Ma'an, Hujr ibn Abdul Jabbar, Zuhair ibn Muawiyah, Ibn Jurayj, Abdul Razak ibn Hammam, Imam Shafi'i praising Abu Hanifa. Waqi' ما رأيت مثل وقيع وكان يفتي برأي أبي حنيفة. Khalid al-Wasiti, Al-Fadl ibn Musa al-Sinani, Isa ibn Yunus, he says, Wallahi ma ra'aytu afdala minhu, wala awra'a minhu, wala afqaha minhu. I have not seen anyone more virtuous than him, more pious than him, and more wise and with jurisprudence, more understanding of jurisprudence than him. Abdul Hamid ibn Abdul Rahman al-Himmani, Ma'mar ibn Rashid, Nadr ibn Muhammad, Yunus ibn Abi Ishaq, Israel ibn Yunus, Zufar ibn Huzayr, Usman al-Barri, Jalil ibn Abdul Hamid, Abu Muqatil, Abu Yusuf al-Qazi, Salim ibn Salim, Yahya ibn Adam, Yazid ibn Harun, Ibn Abi Rizma, Sa'id ibn Salim al-Qadda', Shaddad ibn Hakim, Kharija ibn Mus'af, Khalab ibn Ayyub, Abu Abdul Rahman al-Muqri, Muhammad ibn Sa'ib al-Kalbi, Hasan ibn Umara, Abu Nu'aym al-Fadl ibn Dukayn, Hakam ibn Hisham, Yazid ibn Zuray, Abdullah ibn Dawood al-Khuraybi, Muhammad ibn Fudayl, Zakaria ibn Abi Zaida, Ibn Yahya ibn Zakaria, Zaida ibn Qudama, Yahya ibn Ma'in, Malik ibn Mighwal, Abu Bakr ibn Ayyash, Abu Khalid al-Ahmar, Qais ibn Rabi, Abu Asim al-Nabil, Ubaydullah ibn Musa, Muhammad ibn Jabir, Asma'i, Shaqiq Balkhi, Ali ibn Asim, Yahya ibn Nasr. 67 people praised him. And if you add to them Imam Muhammad ibn Hasan al-Shaybani and some which are left, you can go over 70. All these people praising Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah. Someone will say he was a very pious person, but also with regards to his high position in hadith as well. Let me tell you a little bit about his high position in hadith. Makki ibn Ibrahim says, Kana Abu Hanifa a'lama ahli zamanihi. He was the greatest knowledgeable person among his people of his time. Abu Yusuf says, ما رأيت أعلم بتفسير الحديث منه كان أبصر بالحديث الصحيح مني. He had more basirat and insight into hadith sahih than myself. Imam Tirmizi narrates that Abu Hanifah rahmatullah alayhi said, ما رأيت أكذب من جابر الجعفي ولا أفضل من عطاء بن أبي رباح. This is a statement with regards to a narrator of two narrators of hadith. Bayhaqi says that Sufyan Thawri, that Imam Abu Hanifa was asked with regards to taking hadith from Sufyan Thawri. Can we take hadith from Sufyan Thawri? And Abu Hanifa replied, اكتب عنه فإنه ثقة ما عدا أبي إسحاق عن جابر الجعفي. Take hadith from Sufyan Thawri because he is a thiqa, reliable. However, don't take his hadith of Abu Ishaq from Jabir Ju'fi, because Sufyan Thawri was a bit lenient with regards to Jabir Ju'fi. So Abu Hanifa said, don't take Jabir Ju'fi's riwayat from Sufyan Thawri. And Yahya ibn Adam said, كان النعمان جمع حديث بلده كله فنظر إلى آخر ما قبض عليه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Abu Yusuf's other statement, A'mash's statement, and Abu al-Muhasin al-Dimashqi al-Shafi'i's statement, Sha'rani's statement, Ibn Khaldun's statement, Yahya ibn Nasr's statement, and Waqi ibn al-Jarrah's statement. Abu Khalifa, Abu Ja'far al-Mansur once asked Abu Hanifa, Amman akhasta al-ilm? From whom did you take your knowledge? And he said, An ashabi Umar, an Umar, wa an ashabi Ali, an Ali, wa an ashabi ibn Mas'ud, an ibn Mas'ud. So Mansur said, لَقَدْ اسْتَوْثَقْتَ. You have held on to very reliable authorities. Khatib Baghdadi says, Sufyan ibn Uyayna said, أول من أقعدني للحديث بالكوفة أبو حنيفة قال للناس هذا أعلم الناس بحديث عمرو بن دينار. The first person to make me sit in the Jami Masjid of Al-Kufa to teach hadith was Abu Hanifa. He brought me and he said to people, this person has the most knowledge of the hadith of Amr ibn Dinar, so learn from him. So this is Abu Hanifa. He is telling Sufyan ibn Uyayna to sit down and teach hadith. He is being asked about Sufyan Thawri. He is being asked about other people because of his knowledge of hadith. And many other statements. Muwaffaq said, انتخب الآثار من 40,000 hadith. He narrated, he selected al-athar from 40,000 ahadith which he had remembered. So these are all the ulama. There might be a question over here, why is there so many ahadith not narrated from Abu Hanifa in Sihaya Sitta? So we will say that, tell me how many hadith narrated from Shafi'i, from Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal is Bukhari's ustad. But Imam Bukhari in his whole Sahih has only narrated maybe 6 places from Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Otherwise he takes from other. So these Imams were great Imams. Their ahadith had spread out. Their ahadith did not need to be narrated. So the others, their ahadith were taken by Bukhari, Muslim, Tirmidhi, Abu Dawud, Nasai. And plus, these Imam did not sit down for narrating ahadith. They said they had other things more, they felt that other things had more priority, which is deriving masail. That is why ahadith are not narrated from them in such number as other muhaddithin. And this is one of the reasons. And you know, when you memorize too many ahadith without taking masail from there is no good. Ram Hurmuzi narrates in Faqih al-Mutafaqih that Yahya ibn Ma'in, Khalaf ibn Ayyub and others were sitting. And a lady came and saw them debating about ahadith and riwayat. She asked a masla. And she said that, can a woman on menstruation give ghusl to a dead person? Dead lady. A lady has died. A lady on menstruation, can she give ghusl? And they started scratching their head. And they said, Aliki bil Muqbil. You know that man who's coming, Abu Thawr? Ask him. He was a faqih. So when Abu Thawr arrived, she asked, that, is this right? He said, yes. She can give ghusl because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ama inna hizataki laysat fi yadiki." Your haze is not in your hands. So he said that yes, it was his madhab that it's allowed. Abu Hanifa said it's makruh. A lady who is park should give ghusl, but he said it's allowed, no problem. So they were saying, they started, oh yes, this hadith of Aisha is narrated from so and so and from so and so. So the lady said, "Fa'ina kuntum ilal an?" Where were you up to now? You didn't know the masla. Now you come to hadith, you are debating about the chain. So the chain is not as important as taking Masail out. This is more important. This is the work which Abu Hanifah rahmatullah did. He has great ihsan and blessing upon the whole ummah. So people should stop criticizing Abu Hanifah rahmatullah alayhi and value and cherish the good work he has done for the ummah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to respect Imam Abu Hanifah, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad, Imam Bukhari, Imam Muslim, Imam Tirmidhi, all our Aslaf from today till the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Give us their true love and their respect and keep us on their path till the day we die, and may Allah accept our sitting over here. Forgive us for any mistakes which we have made, or any word which we have said to hurt anyone. We try to avoid as much as we can, and we don't want to abuse anyone, but please forgive us if you feel bad. But this is the correct path, and you should understand and stop criticizing Imam Abu Hanifah rahmatullah.